I have a theory. This is just a theory. This is
Yeah.
just my takeaway from a decade and a half. I want to say that our wakeful consciousness is a temporary state that we have evolutionarily evolved so that we can have that first person narrative to make natural selection decisions. And that the reason that we see ourselves as individuals and that we have that wakeful period where we're processing, I think it's the brain flexing. It's the cortex flexing, right? And it can only hold it for so long, after what happens after 3 or 4 days without sleep, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's kind of flexing, and while it's doing that, we have a consciousness. And that consciousness is able to look into the chemically and physically stored memories that are in the brain, and it has that narrative. And because that consciousness is what's looking at it, and it's also what recorded it, we have that sense of linearity. But have you ever considered that maybe if consciousness is a temporary state of flexing the brain, that maybe this is the only day that this consciousness that you have generated for today will be alive, and that tomorrow your brain will generate a new consciousness that draws upon, I think for a long time, and it's like the sci-fi community and stuff, we talked about the matter energy transport conundrum of, if I break this person apart into their disparate energy, and then I transport that to a different distance, and then I reassemble them, does the human narrative survive? Will the conscious being who's here also be the conscious being that's here? Or since consciousness and personality and all of that stuff are physically stored in the brain, will the process of deconstruction and reconstruction essentially create a copy of you after destroying you at one location, and create a copy of you here that in its own mind has a complete linear sense of reality, but you've actually killed the original consciousness? But if consciousness itself is a temporary state of flexing by the brain, and we're all part of the same blanket looking at one another, and all matter is energy and all energy is matter, it might not matter.